If dressed animals is all you think of when his name is invoked, you don't understand Jack very well. Jack, of course, being how loose, requested his friends refer to him.
That was the first beauty I ever knew. What the real garden had failed to do, what garden did, you know. I mean, it made me aware of this kind of nature, not as a storehouse of forms and colors, but as something cool. Yeah, as long as I live, my imagination of paradise will retain something of that toy garden.
think of the stars as little points of light that we see only at night. But our sun is a star. To us, it doesn't look like the other stars in the sky, but that's just because we're so much closer to it than to any of the others. The reason our Earth is so close to the sun is that it's one of the sun's family. To make the journey, we'll travel at the speed of light, 186,000 miles per second. Let's say that we begin our journey on January 1st. At exactly 12 o'clock noon, we leave the sun and hurtle into space at this inconceivable speed. In 8 minutes and 19 seconds, we have passed the orbits of Mercury and Venus and have spanned the 93 million miles that separate the Earth from the sun. We continue on, passing Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and at 5:31, we reach Pluto, the last sentinel outpost of our solar system. And remember, we have traveled 3,675,000,000 miles, and it's still January 1st. But wait a minute. Our journey was to the nearest star, not to the limits of the solar system. We haven't even started our trip yet, for we must continue to travel as the days, the weeks, and the months pass. Finally, a whole year goes by. Then 2 years. 3. 4 years. To them, this was the universe.
Has no one ever told you about the law of undulation? Humans are amphibians, half spirit and half animal. The enemy's determination to produce such a revolting hybrid was one of the things that determined our father to withdraw his support from him. The spirits, they belong to the eternal world, but as animals they inhabit time. This means that while their spirit can be directed to an eternal object, their bodies, passions, and imaginations are in continual change, for to be in time means to change.
them and sent them into the nearest black hole in a little noticed this in myself, and I noticed with other people as well, that very often we